All right, so in this video here, this training here, I'm going to go through how to build an AI website in 5 minutes or less and turn it into 2K a month. This is a kind of a breakout from our overall training and strategy, and we're going to focus it down on a niche and look at the numbers, look at the process, and see how, basically how simple the steps are for us to turn this from a idea to an actual side hustle that makes us money and grow it into a full-time business as we see it fits into our lifestyle. So if it's something we want to turn into a full-time income, we absolutely can. If it's something we just want to use to make a little extra money month to month on the side, then we can absolutely do that as well. But let's look at it step by step, and then we'll actually demo and go through the process. Okay. All right. So it's 3 steps, right? And some of these might sound familiar to you. But it's very, very, very simple. It is what it is, right? It's find opportunities, then we sell them the website, and then we sell them supporting services. Doesn't get any easier than that, all right? So let's look at each of these steps individually and what we're actually doing there, okay? So what we want to do first in this scenario, okay, we've looked at other scenarios where we can go to job boards and stuff and just see where people are already asking for help. That's where I always recommend starting. But this is the scaling portion. This is how I can not have to be limited from my opportunities. I want to take advantage of those high conversion opportunities where people are already asking for help. But this right here is something that I can implement at any time in addition to that strategy. And more importantly, this strategy is so easy, I can actually have a VA doing this for me. And that's why I want to break this down, okay? So let's start by picking a niche, right? We kind of need a niche. We kind of need a niche. Am I live with you guys? Is it, are you guys hearing me and seeing me? Just want to make sure, because it looks like I'm frozen here on this. Just anyone acknowledge so I can move on. If not, I'm going to have to shut this thing down and start all over. Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, I'm frozen on my screen, so just let me know at any point in time. Like, be sure that you're actively commenting if something doesn't look right, okay? All right, so this right here, we're going to focus on a niche and use that as our starting point of the strategy versus, looking on job boards. We just wait for the opportunities to come to us, and they could be any niche. Okay. In this scenario, we're going to go find niches. So a great niche for us for our strategy is contractors and trades. Okay. These are a lot of businesses that the people are, the business owners are, they're very hands-on. Again, for example, look at plumbers today. Plumbers, right? You go to plumbing school, they get really good at plumbing, but business, marketing, all that stuff doesn't come naturally to them. Again, with most business owners, it's the same. But plumbers and contractors, they find themselves in a lot of referral work initially. So they get kind of busy, they get going. And so a lot of times they either get going without a website, or more times than not, they'll just have some kind of thing thrown up there. And it's not necessarily what they want or what they're happy with. It's just something to get them going. And so you'll find that that the contractors and trades, that there's a ton of website opportunities, whether it's for new websites or rebuilds of their existing sites. And of course, just like any other niche out there, there are the ones that they have a great website, but they're just looking to refresh it. They're looking to update. They want something new. They're not happy with it, or they've just had it for a very long time, and they're just like, hey, let's get something new up there. And so contractors and trades, and a great thing about them is beyond the website is they are an easy candidate. They are the most likely candidates for Google lead gen, Google ads, right? Pay-per-click, and local SEO. And the great thing about both of those services is they're both on our higher end of the services that we can offer, right? So we have four core services that we talk about. Well, lead gen and local SEO are the most expensive services that we offer. And so that's an easy way to, if I just even sell one of these services, I'm doing really well in the monthly income on top of the website sale. But more importantly, these are the services that most contractors crave. They want to be seen in Google Business. They want to be high in Google and be in the Google Maps because they get a lot of calls that way. And Google Lead Gen is the same thing. They want to be out there for the pay-per-click. When people are out there searching for these different trades, they want to be first and foremost in front of their competitors. Okay, and the easy place to find these opportunities is Google Maps, right? We can go to Google Maps listings and find these. And again, we're going to demo all this. We'll look at this here right after we get through the kind of the going over the strategy here, right? And then we sell the website, right? So that's the second piece. That's the second step, all right? All we're going to do is the same thing that we've done for all these other niches and all these other examples is build the site in Lovable, right? It's going to take minutes for us to do that. And we're going to put together a nice looking, beautiful site in Lovable. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get an outreach script from AI. Okay. We're not going to make things up. We're not going to try to figure it out on our own. We're literally just going to let AI put together a nice outreach script that I can use to reach out to the contractor in this instance to offer them our website. And then we will, and then the goal is to refine it as you go, meaning I'm going to use it for my initial outreaches. As soon as I get my first reply from someone, even if it's a no, or if I'm calling someone and it's, I get the first maybe and I get a conversation going, I'm going to come back to whatever platform I'm using. In this case, I may be using, we're going to demo ChatGPT because I have it up. It's easy, but you could be using anything, Claude, Grok, Gemini, any of these AI tools will get the job done. The cool thing is you can create a feedback loop where you can continuously refine your outreach scripts by simply coming back after each outreach, where you get a response or you get some kind of interest, or even some objections, and you feed that back into the AI platform. In this case, I come back to ChatGPT and I said, hey, I had this, I did a cold call using this script. I actually got a maybe, but here's some of the objections I got. Is there any way we can refine the script to help address this going forward? And as you continue to feed it feedback, the AI keeps getting smarter and smarter of knowing the best thing to put together for you, the best script to put that together for you that gets you the most interest and ultimately the most sales for your efforts. And then we're just looking to sell the website for $500 to $3,000 because that's just the range that these websites easily fall into. And it's really just, again, based on your confidence. Okay. There's people selling these websites for $5,000 and $7,000. And the average website for a local business has been anywhere from $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 over the course of the last many, many, many years. So coming in with the website, $500 to $3,000 is priced very accordingly to sell. It's priced nicely for you to make this sale at a high conversion. And whether you start at 500 or 3,000, it's totally based on your confidence. And it may be based on the situation. It may be some situation dependent. You might be talking to a contractor who's just themselves. They just got their one truck and they're just looking to get something going. You may offer something for $500 just to get in and make that sale with that contractor. Again, opening up the door for future marketing sales, which we'll talk about in a second. But some of you might be super confident and you might, again, already understand that websites sell 10,000 is a common website price for a 5-page, beautiful, professionally done website that you'll be able to produce in minutes using Lovable. Coming in at $3,000, that's a great savings to them and a great win for you. So again, let your confidence level dictate what this looks like initially, but that's an easy range for you to price this website. Okay. And then next, what are we looking to do? Next, all we're going to do is after we sell the website, we're looking to sell one of our supporting services or both, right? Some businesses, one of these will be a great fit. For some businesses, both of these will be a great fit. And again, we still have our other services. We have our message marketing, which is like email text campaigns. Some contractors would use them, sometimes not. Most of the time, not really too much. But reputation management, review management, right? That's something that a lot of contractors would benefit from, and it would also supplement their local SEO work because more reviews on a contractor's Google business profile will help them show better and more higher, if you will, in Google business results, in Google business listing searches. So that helps our local SEO be more effective. But again, that's something we can just be situation dependent. These are the main services we're looking to get in the door with, or that we're looking to get with our contractor. But again, just understand you do have other services. But just selling either one of these, I'm already sitting pretty, because easily these services can go from $1,000 to $2,000. In the training, I tell you they're about $1,000 each. Okay. But understand, again, that's a confidence thing. I've had plenty of plumbers where I've had $3,000 a month lead generation just for Google ads. And you're going to find people in the group, and you're just going to encounter people. And some of you may have already experienced this. You can be charging more than that, because understand, depending on the contractor, depending on the type of niche you're in, some of these leads are like a kitchen remodel. That can be well over $10,000 or more, tens of thousands of dollars. So one of those leads is worth a ton to one of those contractors. So it's not uncommon to be getting thousands of dollars a month for lead generation for a contractor. So just understand that there's a range as usual, but even if I'm at the low end of this range, I'm still sitting pretty, right? Because now I have my monthly goals set, right? If I just sell one website and I'm looking for an average of about $1,000, okay, again, 500 to 3,000 is my range. So this is at the lower end. If I sell one website for $1,000 and then just sell one service, again, people that buy from you are more likely to buy from you again, right? It's just a principle of marketing and sales that have existed since business has been around. So the more likely someone will buy from you if they've already bought something from you, because they already know, like, and trust you, right? So in this case, I just sold them a beautiful website. The next logical conversation is, well, what are we doing for marketing? Right? What are we doing for advertising to bring in new customers to put their eyes on this website and see your business, so you can get more clients that way? That's the next logical conversation. So it easily pivots, it easily transitions into talking about marketing services. So I can just sell one of these marketing services with $1,000. Well, that alone is $2,000 a month by just selling one a month, right? Because that's not, I know it sounds maybe a lot if you're brand new, but some of you are saying, oh, that's not really a lot. And it really isn't, right? If I'm outreaching to multiple people a day with a great offer, it's not uncommon for it to convert, right? And again, I'm looking for average, right? Even if this doesn't happen every single month, the most important thing is I'm stacking service revenue, right? Because if I get a client that I sell $1,000 website for, and then sell them $1,000 a month marketing services, even if I don't sell another website next month, I still have that $1,000 from the marketing service reoccurring coming in. And so that's where my ultimate goal is the websites are just a means to an end for me to stack reoccurring monthly revenue. I get 5 clients total. I'm at $5,000 a month. Again, that's without me selling any websites, right? I get 10 clients, I'm at $10,000 a month, right? And so in the end, what this does is it puts math behind an actual strategy to show you that it doesn't take, and we've said this all along, because the way it works with your services is it doesn't take many clients for you to hit big income goals that you might have. And again, a lot of people have goals like $5,000 a month, then $10,000 a month, right? And so just using numbers that are super realistic. Again, we're not saying, oh, you're going to charge $5,000 a month for your service. No, we're saying $1,000 a month for a service that could easily sell for $2,000 a month, or $1,000 for a website that could easily sell for $3,000, right? And so these numbers can grow with your confidence based on how much you're charging, what you're asking for. But in the end, just using conservative numbers, I can easily take a website, turn it into $2,000 a month from a website and service sale. And then again, all I'm doing there after that is stacking my reoccurring service revenue. Okay. So now let's look and demo what this actually looks like. And we'll go back here to the steps. Okay, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to demo finding opportunities, selling a website, all the processes, what that looks like, and selling supporting services. That's not really something I'm going to be demoing because that's just the next step afterwards. The next step is the transition from the website is just transitioning into offering the services. But let's look at the first couple steps of this process on how we kick all this off and get this strategy implemented. Okay. All right. All right. So like I said, the easiest place to start is for contractors and trades. And again, really any niche is going to Google and looking at the Google business listings, right? Which you can see down here, the Google Maps. Okay. First and foremost, it's important to understand that I'm going to click more businesses here. It's important to understand that I can literally reach out to any of these people, right? Because simply put, we don't know when someone's looking for, again, unless we're using our warm prospecting strategies of like going to job boards like Upwork and stuff like that. Those people are literally asking for help. They're saying, I want a website, right? Or I need a website redesign. When we look at Google Maps, we can't just tell that. We don't know, right? We don't know. But that's the point also. I don't know if Inception Plumbing, even though they're here, now I potentially won't reach out to the people right at the top. Okay. A lot of times these people, even if they have a horrible website, they don't care because their phone's probably ringing off the hook, right? Most people don't care when things are going good. Most people care about, again, this is in anything in life, business, finance, whatever, health. Most people care when things start going wrong, right? But in the end, I don't know if Inception Plumbing may be considering a website redesign, even though things are great for them. Okay. So I want to just start off by saying I can reach out really to any of these people. Now, I'm probably going to potentially start reaching out to people who are not on the first page, right? I'm probably going to start going to the second page and starting going down there. But ideally, what I'd be looking for is try to find the opportunities that are a higher chance that they may need some help. And an easy way to do that when I'm looking at Google Maps is I can just simply look and find people who don't have a website, right? Like H&H Plumbing here, right? There's a reason probably that they only have 11 reviews, but the person below them has 679, the person above them has 115, they have 1.3. It's because these guys have websites listed. These guys don't. And it doesn't mean they don't get business, but in the end, it also means it also doesn't mean that they don't have a website. They may have a website that Google just couldn't scrape and find, because that's what happens a lot of times. Google's scraping the internet. It's looking out there on all the information it sees. And if it sees a domain kind of matching up with this company name, then it will automatically put it there. Because a lot of these people don't set this up. Google just populates this. But now, if they're good, right, and you can help out with this too, they would get it verified and an official thing, which is going to help them in Google search results as well. But in the end, back to the main point. The main point is they don't have website listed. Okay, so these folks right here are a great opportunity for me to reach out to. It doesn't mean they need a website. Again, they might have one, it's just not listed here, but it opens up the door for conversation. So there's a good chance that they don't have a website, or something's wrong with it, or whatever that it's causing it not to be listed here. So it opens up the door, and I can start there, right? Those opportunities are the easiest ones to start with because they're just kind of what I call the low-hanging fruit and very easy to see. I don't have to guess. Like there's a very clear distinction between this one, and this one, right? This one has nothing listed for a website. Okay. Now I want to show you another tool really quick. You might have seen this. James has talked about this in the premium version of the school. This is an upgrade in there, but we have the GPP vault, right? I can literally go and do the same kind of thing here and have it automatically find in any city, in any niche, any location really, because this works overseas as well, for for opportunities, just like I just found. I can actually filter it and have it pull, and in one result, a list of all the businesses that don't have a website listed. So that, you know, it's just as simple as, we'll do Kansas City. We'll do Missouri. I think that's how you spell it. Let's unlock leads. Okay. Plumber, Kansas City, Missouri. That's kind of what I did here. State, city. If you have a postal code, you can do it. Business type, right? Again, I put plumber, but you can search any kind you want. And then I can come down here and I can find ones that website has website. I can say no, right? And just do a search. Let's see here. Oops. That's actually what I don't want to do. Search, save as list. Plumbers, KC, no website. And I can have that as a search, and then it will actually download a CSV for me. See, and website, and download CSV. Now, in the end, and I have a big CSV. Let's see if I can share that real quick here. See what opens up. Not now. All right, let me show you this really quick, just to show you that it exists and what it would look like. And again, I can filter this. I can what's the word? Reconfigure it however I want. All right. Again, this isn't meant to be a big thing on share screen. And then we'll close this, and we're just going to go back to maps just for simplicity of this demo. But here it is here. I have a whole list of plumbers that don't have a, that fall under plumber or plumber category. Some of them are mixed, like HVAC, electrician, plumbing, that don't have a website listed. And there's their phone number. So I can have for outreach, I can do cold calling. I can do, they also have addresses for some. If there's an email that it found, it would pull that as well. But in the end, this is a list of people who don't have a website listed. I can also search by the amount of reviews they have. That's a great way if I want to open the door to review management. But bottom line is there's different filters I can use to do the same thing that I just did there. Okay. But let's just go ahead and close this. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to close that. And we're just going to go back to Google Maps. Okay. I just wanted to show you that there's a tool that makes this easy, and some of you already have access to that. Again, that's in the school group. It's in the premium level. Okay. All right. Let's get back to this. Share screen. Plumbers in Kansas City. And that's the Google Business Profile Vault, or GPV Vault, that I just showed you. Again, tons of filters, tons of ways to search, and I can search for any niche in any location anywhere. All right. So I have H&H Plumbing. So in the end, what it boils down to is, if I don't have any information on them, sometimes they have a little about section, or there's some more information. They don't necessarily in this. All I'm looking to do now, though, is just get a demo website up for them. Okay. And so all I would do is come over to our good friend Lovable here and say, all right, so Lovable, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over, and you'll see what I copy and paste in. I'm going to say, where are we at? Okay. I need a local business website for a plumber in Kansas City. Here is their information. I'm just going to paste in their name. I'll grab their address and their hours and phone. There's their address. Open 24 hours, and then there's their phone. I'll probably remove that plus. Okay, so again, in the training, we have a big prompt, but in the end, I can literally do something this simple. And all I'm looking to do is get a demo site up, demo site created. Okay. There's a misconception sometimes of like, well, I don't know a ton about it. And what if they don't like this and that? I'm not trying to deliver their final product website. Okay. All I'm trying to do is show them a demo of a website that could be theirs. Right. So it's going to have their name and information on it, but it won't have a logo, won't have all that other stuff. That's stuff that if they want the website, that I would get, we would have a conversation and get the exact information that they want on that website and look, things that they might want it to look like and have on there. In the end, any edits that I do to this demo is just me chatting into Lovable, right? So all I did was talk like a human being. Like I'm asking a web designer, hey, I need a local business website for a plumber in Kansas City. Their name's H&H Plumbing. Here's where their address is. They're open 24 hours. There's their phone number. Can you put something together for me, please? That's how I would just ask a web designer, right? And instead of them coming back with 20,000 other questions saying, well, does the code need to be all this crap that I don't understand anyway? I have a thing that says, oh, okay, got it. I got it, boss. Go relax. Go hang out, drink some coffee. I'll let you know when I'm ready, right? And it'll make a little noise and let me know it's done. You can see here, it's doing all kinds of things. Hey, we're going to build a professional website. It's telling me the colors it's going to use. I'm not even telling it any of that stuff. It's just doing it and planning it out anyway already for me because it already knows what to do. It's AI. It's way smarter than I am. Okay. I'm using it now as a tool to help me grow my business, right? And perform services so I can do this part-time or, whatever I want. If I need a VA to take this over for me, I can absolutely have a VA do this. And just like that is done. Like, so I'd say less than 3 minutes, my website is done. And so here it is. Okay. Here's my website. Very simple. It's actually a nice website. And it's very simple. Now, again, I can ultimately have it say, hey, can you create a page for each of the services, right? In fact, let me just do that right now. Love this. Can you create a page with content for each of the services? And then I'm just going to say it, have it do that just to show you how easy it is for this to. I was saying, all right, yeah, cool. Let me look at all the services that I said here. The user, it already knows what I want. User wants individual pages for each of the services, right? Because maybe that's what they'll come back to, or I just want to beef this up a little bit. Okay. In the end, I'm not looking for it to be the perfect site. I just want it to look like something that H&H Plumbing, when they see it, they're like, oh, wow, that's a cool looking site. I might want to do some things different. I want them to already start imagining and picturing what changes they would make to make it their own. Because I got it close to what it is. It has their name on it, right? So instead of me coming out to them, hey, I noticed you guys didn't have anything in Google. Do you want me to build you a website? And they're like, well, blah, blah, blah. I'm coming at them saying, hey, I noticed you didn't have anything in Google. Here's a website I put there. Here's a demo site that I put together. Is this something you guys might be interested in and having a conversation about, right? I can say something simple like that and show them the website, because now what I've done is I've removed the whole I don't feel like going through this process of taking all this time and I don't know how much, all this effort to get a website. I'm already showing them a website. So now it's a matter of crap, I really love this. I would, is there a way we can put our logo up here? That's the questions I want to get from this, not, well, have you ever built a website? I eliminate that question. I eliminate all the objections because I've now, look, it's adding the services, it's adding the stuff for me. So when it does regenerates the preview, all of this, it'll already be done. And so I think it's already done now. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's already done it now. So as you can see here, just the few minutes I've been talking, it's already, look, learn more. So now it has a quick little thing. Again, this is just a little content with some actually great SEO keywords on here. But what it's done is here's all services. It's now produced a page, which again, we can load up with content, images, all kinds of stuff. We can fill this in easy. And again, I can actually have it to, hey, can you add some images to these service pages and provide double the amount of content that you have on there, increase the, make it 2 paragraphs worth of content. I can say stuff like that, whatever I want. But in the end, that's how easy it is to just start doing edits. What I would do then is I would publish this website right up here. And you can see here, it's already got a website name for me, KC Plumber Ready. What I could do is I could just continue and publish that, and it's going to be live on this link. I could also add a custom domain. Okay, so I would publish it. Let's just publish it. Okay, but do you want to publish it public? Yep. Now just continue. And there it is. All right, so there's the URL. So right now it's live at this link. Now sorry, it's not yet. I got to hit publish. And then so what I can do is once this is published, if I don't want the Lovable app domain, and what I would more likely do anyway is instead of using that every single time, what I would end up doing is buying a custom domain like mydemosite.com or yourdemosite.com, something like that. And then I would then put this on that domain, yourdemosite.com. But I wouldn't just use that domain. I would, for each client, I would use a subdomain. And so in this case, it would be hhplumbing.yourdemosite.com. And I'm able to do that using subdomains. And it's just part of the publish. It'll ask me and say, hey, do you want to put this on an existing domain? And do you want to use a subdomain? It'll tell me that. I don't have to figure all this out. And I don't have to figure out what code to use or how that all works because AI will tell me. This Lovable would literally tell me what to do. Okay, so that I can do hhplumbing.yourdemosite.com, and then say the next one that I talk to is Stein Nichols Plumbing, whatever. Or here's say the next one is whatever. I'm just gonna pick one, Plumworks. Then I can actually have it built on plumworks.yourdemosite.com and keep using that same domain over and over and over again. And it's a custom domain, so no one sees Lovable. Okay, and so now I have the site built. The next step is to give myself an outreach script. So in this case, because I don't have a website, again, I could probably dig. They might have social media. They might have a Facebook page that has an email on it or something. I could potentially find an email for HH. But in this case, maybe I'm just going to cold call them. I have a phone number. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, okay, I need a high converting cold calling script to reach out to a plumber that I found in Google Maps that did not have a website listed. I put together a demo website for them that I would like them to look at and potentially get a combo started about them buying it. They are a plumber in Kansas City called H&H Plumbing. Now I could actually give it more detail. See what I'm doing? I'm kind of feeding it some details here. And the cool thing is once I do this once, the next plumber I talk to or going to send something to, I just come back and say, hey, I need another one of those. This time the company's name is this. Same situation. I don't have to refill in all these gaps. I can add some extra details to this if I want to get more like pointing out some details and feeding AI more information so it can maybe put something better. Of note, the competitors above them and below them in the Google business profile listings have way more reviews. I can just say that, not even try to say, hey, I want you to do something. I'm just going to give it more information. So in that case, I'm just going to hit enter. And this is going to take even less time than Lovable does. But what it's doing is it's saying, all right, hey, love this play. You got a nice custom demo site and real problem. Perfect cold call combo. Here's a short, natural conversation focus. So you can actually, and so in the end, look, I'm not trying to sell. which, cold calling, that's just a principle. It's not AI telling me this. We should know this, right? I'm never really trying to sell on my cold call. Understand that cold calling, I'm just trying to get a conversation started. I'm not trying to dump on them everything and make the sale right then. If it leads to that, that's fine. But all I'm trying to do is get a conversation started where they say, let's get this, because I'm calling them out of the blue, right? It's something to remember that they didn't come reaching out to me. I'm calling them unexpectedly. Okay. And so all cold calls work that way, no matter what it is you're selling. So I'm always trying to, I don't know if they have a lot of time. And if I try to get a sales pitch into a cold call every single time, I'm going to get shut down a lot, not simply because they weren't a great candidate, because they don't have the time to talk right at that moment. So understand that a lot of that cold calling should be more about get them some initial interest that we can then book on a follow-up or have the conversation continue to unfold. Okay. And so in the end, it has some information right here. It has a script right here for me that I can use. Right. And this is actually pretty good. It actually has a nice framework for a cold call, right? A little opener, permission-based, pattern interrupt, non-salesy reason, a curiosity hook. It's like a nice little sales pitch. And then can you type in? The great thing about the custom domain is you can just give that to them over the phone. You don't have to wait for an email to get sent. That could be the next step. I don't have time right now. Hey, well, look, what's your email? Let me send it over to you. And then all I'm trying to do is get a touch. Okay. But this right here, and I got some value framing, soft close. Look, it's even telling me responses to objections that I can give. And so the beautiful thing is, look, if they ask how much it costs, look, it's literally giving me the answer. It tells me a voicemail to leave. It doesn't look at this. Look at the windows, the call. Want me to optimize this? So in the end, it's going to give me all the tools to kick this off. And again, all I'm looking to do is get the feedback loop started. I can start off exactly how it is. Now, again, if there's something I want to change with this, like, hey, I don't really like this part, it makes me nervous. Just talk to it. The same thing that you might be thinking right now, but what if this? Type that in. Well, what if they say this? Or what if to death in AI is going to give you an answer to use every single time? Okay. And so in the end, I'm looking to outreach with this. And this ultimately lead to my sale, right? And I can even keep feeding this and say, look, ultimately I want to sell this for $1,000, but my range is $500 to $3,000. I can feed that into AI here, right on this part. And it's, again, going to give me ways to help navigate the conversation to lead it there, right? And then, again, back to what I was trying to say about the feedback loop. Once I make this outreach, I report back to AI at the end of the phone call. Hey, I end up leaving a voicemail with this. On to the next one. Next one is Plumworks. Next one I need help with is Plumworks. They're also in KC, another plumber. All these plumbers are going to be in KC. The next one is Plumworks. Same situation. And so, all right, here's one for Plumworks. And then ultimately what's going to happen is I'm going to talk to one of these people and they're going to say something like, I'm not interested, and hang up on me or something like that. Or, well, that's interesting. Yeah, send it over. Or, yeah, I'm looking at it now. Whatever the response is, I keep coming back and feeding it. Hey, Plumworks just got back from my voicemail. Here's what they said. That's great. Now let me incorporate this and give you a response to use. Also, here's what we can say in our future outreaches to help prevent this from happening or to help keep this going, whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? How you continuously feeding feedback into this will continuously refine and make these way more powerful. Okay. The beauty of this, and that's the process. And at the end, all I'm trying to do is get the website sold and then pivot into a service, which I can then come back in here if I really wanted to and say, all right, great. They took me up in the offer and the website. Once I'm done delivering the website to them, with the edits and stuff they need, and that's all done, I'm ultimately looking to sell them Google pay-per-click lead generation and potentially local SEO, each for about $1,000 each. What would be a great transition that I can use to get that conversation started and lead into that? And again, you guys have the marketing fundamentals and principles and strategy from all the training, but this puts everything on steroids. AI puts everything on steroids for me, that even if I had none of the other training, I can start putting together the strategy and the process by continuously working and building it here. Okay. And so in the end, this is my strategy over and over and over again. The beautiful thing about this whole entire strategy is I can absolutely have a VA do this for me, right? This is something that's very easy for me to outsource. Because if you're saying to yourself right now, I'm not really a huge fan of cold calling, and I feel that a lot of these would be because they don't have a website listed, there's no email, and that extra research and time to find that, maybe that doesn't fit in my day because I'm already going to be busy from looking at the warm prospecting methods, the Upwork, and bidding on those when I have time. I will have time to do some more stuff, but I don't know if I have time to do all the cold calling research and find, emails for companies that don't have websites. Cool. Then what I do is I put a VA in place that I can hire for $3 to $4 an hour off onlinejobs.ph or a place like that, and have them execute this strategy, because there should be none of you looking at what I just did and saying, oh, that's way too hard, I can't do that. I just did it in front of you. There's literally nothing else to happen in this whole process other than picking up the phone and calling the person and saying the script. Okay. So in the end, this is something I have a VA doing for me, because I can add team members to Lovable. I can have a team on ChatGPT. If not, they can just use their own ChatGPT, right? There's other LLMs like Abacus, where you can actually have team members and assign them into the same, they're all sharing the same kind of chat kind of thing. There's different platforms. Either way, ChatGPT is free. By the way, Lovable is free for your first probably 2 to 4 sites that you build each day. After that, you got to start paying. But that resets every day. I get another 5 credits, which it's not a website equals a credit. A website's probably going to be a little bit more than one. So you'll get a couple websites for sure for free per day. But the next plan upgrade is like $20 a month. And that just unlocks tons of it. Plus you still get your free demos every single day, your free credits every single day. So in the end, this is something I have a VA doing on the side part-time, even if it's only a couple times a week. Do you see how powerful it is to pick up the phone and actually call someone where it's 100% contact rate? One way or the other, I know my message is being delivered, unlike email, where I don't know if my email landed in their spam box, promotions box. Did they hear it? Did they not hear it? But I know 100% that one thing's going to happen when I call. I will connect with somebody. Then it's guaranteed for my message to be delivered. And 2, if they don't answer, I'm probably going to get a voicemail, whereas I know a voicemail works. Unless it says their mailbox is full, their voice box is full, I know that the voicemail was delivered to their voicemail. Okay. And whether they respond or not, that's just the nature of business, right? Even if I email, walk into a meeting, it doesn't matter. Like the outcome is always like, I don't know if they're going to continue the conversation or not. But what I don't have to worry about is was my message delivered? Did they get my message? Well, voicemail, they damn sure did, more than likely. Some people don't answer their voicemails, but business owners more than likely do. They at least listen to it. Doesn't mean they're going to respond. And the same thing with the phone. I got my chance to get the message out. Whether they want to continue or not, that's just the law of numbers. Okay. So cold calling is a highly effective prospecting strategy, especially when I'm using a results first approach. Again, I'm not calling them out of the blue saying something like, hey, well, we could do some great things for you. Or are you interested in some marketing? I'm literally saying, hey, I identified this problem. Here's the solution. I'm giving you the result already. Here's the result. If this is something you're interested in, continuing in a conversation, by all means, let's rock and roll and do that. But here's the thing, right? So I'm presenting it in a different way, so my conversions can naturally be higher than someone who's just blasting cold calls saying, "Oh, sir, we do marketing services." That's the high volume, high number calls that have to be made for cold call strategy, where there's no results being presented initially. Okay, does that make sense? And that's it. That's the strategy. Okay. All right. That's it right here. Find the opportunities, right? We're going to use Google Maps for that, the Google business listings. And then we're going to reach out. Again, we can start with the businesses that don't have a website listed. And then the next step is to sell that website. We're going to do that by building the site in Lovable. Takes minutes. Put together a quick script and using AI, again, ChatGPT, whatever platform you're using. And then ultimately outreach. And the goal is to sell the website and then ultimately sell supporting services as I can. For some of these clients, you'll sell the website, you won't sell services. For some of the clients, you'll sell the website and you'll sell all your services, right? And so we don't know. It's just we're looking for the averages. We're looking for the numbers over time versus living and dying by each single opportunity that's presented. We're looking to build a long-term sustainable business, and that's done just by repetition and consistency, and the numbers will work themselves out. All right, but that's it. Make sense?